Good morning, Sturgers. Welcome. This is the question 2, 2016, rotative views. I know you know this is one of my favorite questions and it is an extremely popular question on the exam. Um, this particular question, though, I found is extremely the opposite of what I just said. I don't like it, but one of my favorite questions. It can be long and it is a bit tiresome, so I don't blame you for getting a little bit peed off during you doing this question. But having said that, if you really, this is pretty much as hard as it gets. And really, all that will stop you is you will be able to do it. It's just sticking with it and not getting frustrated, I suppose, maybe. And hopefully, I can help with that as I demonstrate how to do it. Setup of it is all okay. Well, I take that back. It's all okay until you start looking at the pentagon here and this curve there, and the fact that these are circles or curves in contact there. You don't know where that center point is. You have this semicircle there which radius 55. You have this arc here which is part of the circle. You know it's on in line with that pillar, but you have no idea how far out or how far in it is. So that's a problem. There's no size of the pentagon, so that's the problem. All you're given is the point A. You can do the plan completed, no problem, that's okay. And you can see lines there how they want you to bring them up, and I'll just draw more attention to that. If you see all the points to the gate is only going to open both ways. It's going to open to the left 30 degrees about point O. So you're swinging all the points from this heavy white black line there onto the 30-degree line, and then on the other side of the gate, the right hand side, you're setting it out onto a 45-degree line rotated from N. Then you have an arrow going from A pointing over this direction, so that's the viewer, so that's where you're going to be seeing it, and it's showing you to bring the lines over here and up at 45 degrees. So it's actually showing you the lines to bring it. There is one other thing that's important there, because it actually will stop us doing too much work, is this silly thing they've done in italics. They should really have made more of a deal of it. The logo is only seen on the front surface of the gates. So when it's open, if you can picture yourself here, you are going to be able to see just about the inside of that gate. So you're not actually going to see that circle on the other side of the gate. When you look at it from the left, you'll just really see the star and that part of the circle. Okay, so now I'm going to tackle the problems of the curve in the gate here, the main part of the gate, and then the pentagon, and then we can start looking at the rotative view. So as you can see, it's more trouble than is at the start because of the trouble we have to draw the pentagon. As I said, I did start the question there already. I've used an A3 sheet there. Hopefully you can see most of that there. And there's no problem in what I've done so far, absolutely not. No problem with anything I've done there. I've drawn my semicircle radius 55 there, and the problem I have is that I have an arc of radius 40 touching it. Again, if you want me to refer to the question, this point there. So basically what I'm saying to you is, if this is an arc, it's a circle touching that circle, and you're to go from here to here, that distance is 55 plus 40, which is a total of 95 millimeters. So I have actually worked the first part out there. So I'm going to set my compass, and I'll write that in a moment, to a radius of 95 from the corner here onto the line. I'll do the very same on the other side. So again, if you want to see me just do that, from there to there, that radius is 55. You can see that in the question, but you're going to be adding that to a radius of 40, and you're going to get a total of radius 95. So you've got the point of contact there, but more importantly, you've also got where the circle you're going to draw, or the arc that you're going to draw, radius 40 will be. So I'm setting my compass to radius 40, and all going right now. I'll place my point to my compass there, having set the compass to 40, and I'll draw my arc, which goes from this corner here of it back down. Okay, the very same on the other side. You could just bring it across if you wanted to. Alright, just going to talk a little bit there. So that will complete that arc there. That's terrible. Why did my compass slip so badly there? Alright, apologies about that. Okay, yeah, so that's fine there. Now, the pentagon, if you look at the question, there is no size of the pentagon. Now, we have met the answer to this before. There is no size of the pentagon given. So what do we know? We know the starting point. That's actually enough, all you need, because as you well know, if it was a square you're dealing with here, each angle in the side of the square is 90 degrees, but the fact that this is a pentagon, you know that each angle here is 72 degrees. So what I'm going to get you to do is actually draw a pentagon any size you like. Now I will show you the way they do it. They actually do it separately out in the question. I'm not quite going to do it there separately out on the question there, somewhere on the page there, unless you want me to. What I'm going to get there is my protractor. Okay, I'm going to draw a pentagon, but this time I'm going to draw a pentagon any size I want. Okay, so if you can remember your pentagon there. So I'm measuring, my compass is going straight down there. Actually, I'll just pause my video there for 1 second there. Sorry. Okay, sorry, I'm back there. I was just trying to debate with myself was to walk away to show you the best way. So I, of course, have decided just to do it both ways. So I'm just going to get you to draw a pentagon as you would do normally. Okay, so just draw any old pentagon. Now you can do this on the page. I'm just using a rough work page. This pentagon is any size you want. So just draw a line there, any size I want. And I'm going to go off, as you know, a pentagon is 72 degrees. So I mark 72 degrees off here. And 72 degrees off there. Okay. This any size, I repeat. Very important. We're stuck at the moment. We don't know the size of the pentagon. All we know about the size is the corner A, and I'll show you back. We do know something small else. We do know that the length or height of the pentagon is 80 millimeters, because it's the same length of the circle. Let me show you what I mean in a second here now. So if I look back at the question here, what you see what I'm talking about, I don't know that length. Is what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know how long any of those sides are. I know the angle is 72 degrees, but we also know that where the point A is and the distance from A to the bottom line DC, it's the same as the circle, it's 80 millimeters. See that? So that is something that I can use. So if I go back to my question there, that I've drawn a random pentagon, alright, it's the wrong size, because if it was the correct size, alright, it would actually be this long. It would go all the way down to here. That distance, of course, is 80. You can go up the other way if you want, it doesn't really matter. Alright, but I'm just trying to show it you. That is an actual distance 80. This is much smaller than what I want to do. But if you remember how we did this before, and we've done it in the short questions where I used a polar point, a point that all lines radiate out from. This will give me lines or enlarging it to a bigger size. Okay, so what I've just done there is I've extended it down here onto the line there, and guess what letters I've gotten? I've gotten the size DC I want. That's the actual size of the pentagon I want. It's 80 long, it's the length DC. I know that's my corner A. So again, you don't even have to draw the rest of it what I'm doing here now, because all I was looking for was the length of that, and the rest of it is parallel. All the sides. There's my pentagon, the actual size I need. So I would need to transfer this pentagon into there. The other way I was going to do it there was, if you can think about it, there is, what's the angle in the straight line is 180 degrees. And if you knew that, and you know the angle there is if the angle there is 108 degrees, all right, because each angle in between is 72 degrees, all right. So half of it's 108 is 54. So my angle there is 54 degrees. So if I knew that, I could do it oppositely, as in I could measure off the angle there, 54 degrees, and work that way. Draw my pentagon, but I'm just after doing up here. Okay. I'm sorry, 54 degrees this way. Sorry, it would be 54 degrees that way. 54 degrees that way. 54 on the wrong side, 108. That would leave your 72. That would leave your 36 degrees there. Bit more working out there, I suppose. You'd have to figure out. You'd have to be comfortable with your angles there. Probably that's the best way of going off it there, that I'm after doing there. Okay. So knowing that little distance there is halfway. My lead is after going out of my compass, so I'll just put it back in there. Knowing that's my halfway, and that's the distance from D to C, Same on the other side. So when I come back into my question here and bring that over, as I said to you, all I'm doing is using this pentagon to draw the correct one I want. There's D, there's C, and I can tip away now, knowing that I'm just drawing as per normal, 72 degrees there, 72 degrees there. I'm just repeating what I showed you there earlier on. Just need to know how long it is, and I know that's that length because all sides of the pentagon are equal. Go back to the A on top there. Okay, and that's, and I know in other questions those years there was nowhere near as much work to find that as you just saw me do. Alright, I know that was, and then because again you have to draw, you have to use that to get the star shape on the inside. It's not actually the pentagon you're moving, it's this star shape. So I can see why I'm getting really annoyed with this question. It's annoying me already. I can only imagine it's doing you the same for you, but hopefully you are learning. You learned about the enlargements there, so it is getting a bit of a benefit to people there. So that reminds me there, I probably shouldn't have drawn in that heavy line down the bottom. That was done now or not. And did I do the same there? I did, like an idiot. So there's my star, all but done there. And I realised I heavied in that line there, and I shouldn't have heavied in. I shaded in later. It will give me, and now I didn't see it. So as I move along there now, what am I going to do now? I'm going to start moving the star, and I'm not going to be moving all the circle. If you look at the question, I'm actually really going to be moving just that section of the circle. Alright, that's the section that moves. Alright, so as I grab my colors there, whatever that is there, that's the section that I'll be moving across to the left of it. And that's going back to what was in the italics on the bottom of the question, that was the part of the logo I didn't have to move. I just like to, the star moves and that part of the gate moves. Okay, now so as I start off with the main part of it there, I'm going to go back to my pier there, start my piers there. My pier is brought across. It's the very same. Instead of drawing two piers, of course, I only need one, because they line up in line with each other, as you can see there. There's my pier there, brought back across. No problem with that. What I'm going to start now and keep up with is probably the gate, this main part of the gate. For example, the bottom part of the gate there. If you can see there, this point there, point number 1 comes down. Alright, onto the gate when it's closed. The gate moves open, one moves to here, then moves back across onto the 45-degree line, and then it goes upward. Alright, the height of the gate hasn't changed when you go in or out of it. It'd be some funny looking gate if it did. And there's that angle, the part as the gate is open. Now it's a straight line all the way up. Okay, until I bring across my top line above. And then I've got a little bit of an issue there, I suppose, with the curve. Now again, I'm just going to pick points on the curve. You can do 60-30 if you want, but I have enough there, okay, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I actually have 6 already. Okay, so I have 6 there already, and I actually have 2 already. I'll bring 2 across there. I have 2, so I'm really only bringing across points 3, 4, and 5. Okay, they're brought across. That was the easy parts, 3, 4, and 5. What I have to do now with them, of course, is show them where they're closed. So that's them going down onto the closed gate, and then rotating them from the closed position onto the 30-degree line position. That's it, rotated onto the 30-degree line position there. and there as well. And when they end up on the gate there, that's point 3, 4 and 5. I do think it's handy to number them straight across, as you saw in the question, onto the 45-degree line. I know they brought it up slightly differently to the way they do it. They brought it up straight onto the 45, doesn't make any difference. So you end up with the same answer. So number 3 matches up with number 3, 4 matches up with number 4, 5 ends up with 5, and you get this nice freehand curve there. Don't worry, it'll look a lot thinner. It's supposed to look a lot thinner than your gate over there. Alright, the star is what I need to do next. Okay, so again I'm going to pause the video there and I'm going to just do the star again. Shouldn't be a problem, it's just my points, the exact same thing. So there's point A, and I'm going to call that whatever letter I'll come up with in a second. As the F would say, just do those two. A and F come down to here. They don't stay there, of course. They're opened up into their new position. And as I said, after I show you these 2 points, I'll come back with the finished star, hopefully. And don't forget, when the inside of the curve, the green part of the curve, I'm going to need you to show me that as well. As I said to you there, there's the inside of the star. That's point A and F. You can see there, they're on this line there. See how easy it is to get confused, and A is up there. So what I was saying to you about the curve, don't forget to take those couple of points there maybe from the curve, alright, because you will need to show that as well. Alright, and we'll forget about this little part for a while. Okay. Okay, so I'm back there now. I just completed the left hand side of the gate there. What I found there when I was doing it, I know gee, possibly was not the best idea to go bringing these points to the nodes of the star. I probably would have been better off actually just doing the points of the pentagon. It would have been quicker. I only realized that when I was halfway through it. So rather than picking all these points, just stick to the 5 points of the star. It is actually quicker, and draw the star as you did there. Okay, so that's just one tip I learned there the hard way. The circle, again, I just divided them up into points there, and 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Again, bringing them across, bring them down to the black line there, rotating them and bring them back up. You get this partial bit of the ellipse. Now that's everything done here. That's done fine. So I kind of have to think separately, you know. Again, this is a really annoying question. As I said before, the right hand side is a little bit easier, thankfully. They had to, because this is going on for me. This video is going on maybe 20 minutes, so it would be taking you a bit longer, I'd imagine. So I'm doing this part of the section of the road. So if I were to do this section of the map and I look at my gate on the right hand side, this corner there, call it 0, call that point number 1, A we call it now, because I'm talking about the part that opens up to the right at 45 degrees. That point that goes to there, if you can see it on the camera, goes to here. That point, and again I'll just do this a little bit heavier, when that brings it to here and bring it up to the end view, it gives a different position. So that's where my 1A, that's where my new gate will open to. Okay, that's the one that opens to. So I'm going to see a little bit of the underneath of it, and as you can tell, it goes a little bit up. So if you're looking at the question there, remember I said you're looking in from here. So you're going to see a little section of this open up a little bit more. Now you're not seeing the front of the symbol as I showed you in the image. Alright, so it is just from here, literally from here to here, the thing that you're going to be able to see. And that's all you can see over here, that little section. As I look from the right, that's what appears there. Now there is a little bit of section above in the curve as well. So I'm going to use the same 5A, 4A, 3A, and sometimes it's easier to use the same height line so I don't have the same width lines to bring across. So all I'm going to do with that there is bring those same points down, 4 and 3, just those points onto that same line there, and rotate them onto the 45-degree line this time. And then bring those same points. Again, I'll just do them a little bit darker so that it will appear there a little bit easier in the question. Alright. I need to do it on across that question there. And I need probably, yeah, so there's my, I forgot that I've also got 6A up there. See, on the same line as A, so I never did 6A, but even though I had nothing really to do with it, I'm just going to bring it up. It's the start to finish of the curve, and that would be my 6A there. So now I'll go back to what I just said. I just talking about 6A, 5A, 4A, and 3A. So I'm talking bringing 5 down, bring it up, bring it across, bring it back up. There's 5A, 4A, bring it down, bring it up. Weakness there, there's 4A, and 3A, bring it down. Sorry, 3A, bring it down and up. And across there's 3A. And 2 is going to be the very same. It should be the same enough down here when I bring it across there. So my 2 there, I don't know, I just see a mistake there for that. I seem to have joined that to the corner of the pier, and I saw that there now. When I did that earlier on, it's the same enough for here, except this bit there is going to be a little bit on the hidden detail side. So that's my gate as it comes out the other side there. Because that part is all the other part of the gate, and in fact it's the back of the gate. There's no need to draw the circle because you're not seeing it, you're just showing that part there as hidden detail. Alright, so maybe if I go and show you the answer on the DCG solutions, you get an idea what I was trying to say about the outside of it. Again, you can pause these videos if you go back and between the right hand side and the left hand side. Quite a long question. I'll give you till Friday to hand that in 3:20, and I'll give you another question on Friday. Alright, good luck with that. Thank you.